Okay, so we're now moving on to nodes 6 and 7. And the good news is that after node 5, we're officially done the hard part of this event. We still have to deal with node 10, but it is nowhere near as difficult as node 5. So what are our plans for node 6 and 7? Well, pretty simple. We're going to stop the rocket from applying taunt. We're going to drop the black bolt below the 50% threshold before crystals drop in. And we're going to leave the node with a bunch of cooldowns available. The more the better. We're going to use all of our abilities on node 7, and that node is just simply going to evaporate. So this will be a quick video. Don't blink. So for node 6, let's just put this out there. If you have Dormammu, replace Heartless, and these nodes will melt even more. I'm purposely not using Dormammu, but still using high-value characters with Doom, as I think that's a fair assessment for people who are trying to do difficulty 8 with a lot of Scourges on. And if your new characters aren't quite built up enough, you can use burner teams like Black Order and Brotherhood, though those teams will still have to be built up pretty sizably too, at least to around this 700k to get any kind of work done. But you can see my former videos on how to do that. We'll include that in the description below. But the turn meter from Heartless, Morgan, and Lady Deathstrike really just make this node trivial. So we've rewound everybody with the Morgan ultimate, the targets who didn't get any debuffs, the Lady Deathstrike, and the targeted Doctor Strange, and the enemy just doesn't get a turn after Captain Marvel. We did knock the black bolt below 50% life before crystals dropped in, and now we've killed so quickly that we really don't want to use any abilities, so we're just going to basic here and just try and get it done with keeping some cooldowns up. So you see I keep that Morgan special. We're definitely not going to use that Doom ult. I don't need to rely on that for the next node, but having that up for the next node will trivialize it for teams that are even around the 750 to 800k. If you have these characters built up to the highest gear tier levels, you're probably going to have your team even higher than that, regardless of star levels. But yeah, that was a very, very quick node, and the next one is actually even quicker. So going with the exact same team, you can see my head over there partying on the bottom left. But yes, if you save Doom's ult for this node, you should be able just to power right through. You're going to see that I have Doctor Strange Heartless ult up, so I don't even need to use the Doom ult to get through this. So there's a lot of wiggle room, and it definitely does not require a million power team like you see before you. Like I was saying, an 800k team would be fine. But if your team is too weak and you find you're having problems, you're not able to kill that death pool before your Doom uses his special with all those bot subs, so she comes and she wrecks you, make sure you go ahead and get an ability block on that Moon Knight so that he doesn't pepper you with debuffs. And even though death pool might kill somebody, you'll still be okay, because we're going to use none of these characters in any sections moving forward. So as long as we get through it, even if we're losing characters on the way, that's perfectly fine. And I do think at 5 red, 5 yellow, you'd get through these nodes very easily with this team. But if you felt this was a little bit unrealistic to your roster, you can definitely check out my last video. The characters were smaller then, they weren't past level 85, if at level 85, and they didn't have the same kind of star levels, especially Morgan. So I will include that in the description below, and you can see how I handled it. I did use Silver Samurai for one of the nodes, and I used the Black Order burner on the other. So you can definitely check that out, and there are timestamps, so make sure you don't waste your time. But yeah, let me pop up to say hello. Hello. So yeah, that's all I got for you on this video. Now this one was very short and sweet. The next one is probably going to be even shorter because it's just Eternals all the way, all day. Because it's not difficulty 9 and difficulty 10, our characters that are super built like Eternals, Weapon X, Darkhold, the damage that they put out is so oppressive at this difficulty 8 that things absolutely melt. You do not need to have like 6 red stars, 6 yellow. You're fine at like 4, 5 red, 5 yellow. So try this. I'm sure you're going to be okay. You might have to play it a little bit slower here and there, but you'll still get through it okay. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. That next video will hopefully be up next couple hours, and then we'll do the node 10, which is going to be the last tricky node, and then hopefully you guys will have a brand new high yellow star Morgan Le Fay. But until then, I'll check you guys later. Peace.